So this video is about being able to run several Minecraft games from cloud storage, in my case Dropbox, then to be able to run those games, therefore not only on multiple machines but also multiple operating systems. So currently I'm using Linux Mint, which is a simple screen recorder, is what I'm using to actually record this. And the virtual machines they're running is Tiny Windows in the background here. And I also have a Linux Mint virtual machine, which I'll be using shortly. So we'll start with the Windows VM. So MultiMC, which I'll start now, is an open source project that runs both on Windows, Mac and Linux. And I have here two Minecraft setups. One is an older version 1.18 and one is 26.1.2, which is at the time of recording the most up to date. And I've already signed in, that's my account. And so all I have to do is to double click the game that I want to play, and it downloads a few files and off we go. I won't bother to let it run because it being running on an emulator with an OpenGL DLL that kind of mimics GL, it doesn't run terribly well, but at least you can see that it's running. So if I then start the other game, which is 1.18, same process, it will launch it as normal. There we go, Minecraft 1.18. Of course, Microsoft is trying to get me to put the Xbox Game Pass, but not on this version. It's Tiny Windows and everything has been deleted, so it runs nicely on a VM. So what we'll be doing today is to show you how you can get these to run. If I open my Dropbox folder, there we go. It's only actually got one folder on it. This is a free version, so I can only put it on 3 machines. And also it doesn't interfere with my paid version where I've got over 200 gigabytes of data stored. And I've created already a folder called MultiMC. So I'm going to leave that one alone because I don't want to recreate all this lot, but I'll show you how you can get everything set up. So the first stage is to make sure that you're running Dropbox and that you've signed in. I suspect it's possible to do this with maybe OneDrive, maybe Google Drive, but I've not tested it. But at least I can show you how it's done on Dropbox, and you can always give it a try on another cloud service. So first job is to add a folder called MultiMC. Now I've already done it, so just for demonstration purposes I'll do a new folder and we'll just call it MC. So it's an empty folder. Now inside there you create another folder inside, which we'll do now, called Java. Keep it all lowercase because we want this to run in both Windows and Linux. And then inside that, another new folder called Windows, and another new folder called Linux. So we've got my username on this machine is user. Then I've got Dropbox, and then MultiMC, which of course is all full of stuff. So I'm just showing you how to do it. So MC, Java, Linux and Windows, which are empty. So that's the the first thing to do. Now, if you are already using Minecraft on, say, Windows, you won't necessarily want to spoil your setup. So in that case, what you can do is you can copy your Minecraft folder, which is, if I go to this PC, it'll be under your username as I'm user here, and then app data, which if it doesn't show on your machine, go to view and then show hidden items, and that will show up app data, and you will have a roaming, and then in here will be a .minecraft. I did have one, but I've deleted it for the purposes of this demonstration. So if you did have a Minecraft installation that you've already used and you want to keep, then simply copy it, place it somewhere else, external drive, another part of your own, doesn't really matter, just move it somewhere. And then the other thing to do is to then go to remove programs and delete Minecraft from your system. And there's a good reason for doing that, which we'll come to. So let me close this down for the time being. So to get hold of the Minecraft launcher, if you're already running it, then you don't need to worry too much, because the launch will already be in your system. But if you go to minecraft.net, and then we want the downloads section, which, if I remember, is somewhere down here. Yep, go to downloads. And then what we don't want to do is to click on download for Windows. Looking for another version, see below. And then you've got Windows Legacy. This is the one that we want. The reason for that is if you do this one, it'll go through all kinds of things to try and get you to do this, that and the other, which we're not interested in. So it's the Windows Legacy version that you want, which will download the Minecraft installer. And because I've already done it once, it's numbered as Minecraft installer MSI. So I'll delete that one as we don't need it. So you've got Minecraft installer. Now you can run this as normal, and it will put it in the normal position, which is program files x86. That's no problem. By all means, create a shortcut and then install. Now, I normally do is I untick that, so I don't want it to start the launcher straight away, and press finish. I think we can safely get rid of this now. So if we now go to this PC, program files x6, and then we should have Minecraft launcher here. And as you can see, all we've got in x86 Minecraft launcher is this one. That's why I didn't want to fire up the launcher, because I wanted that to remain just the only folder that was in there. So now we can quite safely launch that and to get the Minecraft in place. So you can do it directly from here. And what it's doing, as you can see, is it's putting in some additional files here. None of these are actually very important, but it's just getting everything ready. And once it's finished downloading everything, it'll start up and ask you to log in. So I'll just pause until that's ready to go. So here we have the sign in with Microsoft as you would normally expect. So again, I'll just pause while I enter my details. Right, so we've got to I've logged in and I've got to the kind of starting screen. So what we do next is go to the Minecraft Java Edition button over here, then Installations, and then we want a new installation. Now it doesn't matter which version you start with. I'm going to start with 26.1.2 and I'll call it 26.1.2 as a name. I don't need to do anything here. Latest release, that's fine. And untick launch after install. We don't actually need to run the game. We just need to install it. And you'll see why if I go back to this file here. This is C program files. And in a moment, you'll see a new folder called runtime appearing. And that's the one we're looking for. So again, I'll just pause that while that's doing its downloading. Right, well that has finished downloading and we have the 26.1 ready to play, but as I say, I'm not actually going to play it. Going back to the program files Minecraft launcher, you've now got this new folder called runtime. And because this is the only game I've installed the first time I've played it, the only runtime we've got here is the Epsilon version of Java, which is correct for version 26.12. So if you had already got a Minecraft folder and you've copied it across and kept it somewhere safe, if you delete the launcher and start again, then you'll get the same situation where you've only got one runtime in here. You'll see in a moment when we download a second one that we'll get a different version. So in fact, let's do that now. Let's go back to here and we'll do a new installation. And let's use, it doesn't really matter, let's go for 118. So it's sort of far enough back to be significantly different. There's 118. As I say, I'm not actually going to play this, it's just for demonstration purposes. And then we'll call it 1.18. There we go. Again, we don't need to change anything here. We've got the release we want. We don't want to launch it, so that's unticked. And again, we'll install, and so it's now installing a bunch of files for that one. So again, I'm going to go back to where we are here, and we're in the runtime folder, and I'll pause until this has finished going. Right, so the 118 version is now finished downloading. It's ready to play, but again, as I say, I'm not playing it. In fact, as we're not going to be downloading any other versions at this stage, I can shut off the Minecraft's official downloader. And as you see, we've now got in the program files Minecraft launcher runtime an additional set of Java, which is the runtime beta. So now we can start moving or copying these across to our Dropbox installation. So if I double click Dropbox, there we go. So what you would do next is, if you take the first one, which was the main one, the Epsilon, that's the most up-to-date version. If you double click it, you've got Windows x64, and then double click it again, then you've got Java Runtime Epsilon, and then if you click that again, then you've got all the Java stuff itself. So we need to go back up one so that we're here. So within these kind of subfolders, that's the one you want. Go back over to MC, in this case, MultiMC, remember, Java, Windows, and then copy this folder, not the outer one. If I go back up one, so we've got runtime, Epsilon, x64, Epsilon, the one that's got the versions and stuff. So copy that across to here. I won't do that because I've already done it and I don't want to waste. I've only got a small amount of space on this Dropbox file. But if I go back to my genuine MultiMC folder, and you'll see in here I've got Java, then I've got Windows, and in there I've got already the beta and Epsilon versions of Java. So once you've copied this one in, go back up to the runtime, go to the beta one again, and copy that folder across. Again, I won't do it because I've already done it. So the idea is that you've got these two versions of Java. One is for one version of the game and one is for the other, and that's inside the Java folder in your MultiMC in your Dropbox. I'm sure you get the idea. So we've done with the Windows side of it. Those are all in. So what I'm going to do next is to change some of the details in MultiMC to mimic as if it had not yet started. So I'm going to just show you what I'm doing there. You don't need to do this. This is just me showing you how it all works. So the MultiMC folder, once you've added everything to it, has got a whole bunch of stuff. That's the executable. And then inside it, there is a multimc.config file. So if I open that with, I'll edit in Notepad, that's good enough. And this gives you the settings. And at the moment, the Java path has been set. I'm going to delete that. As I say, don't do this. I'm just showing you how it works. So the Java path is no longer there. It's gone. So we'll save that. I hope it's saved. Let me just check that again. Didn't ask me to save it, did it? No, it must have done. Okay, fair enough. So save, yeah, and then we don't want that. That's better. So we've now saved it. Now when I run this, which is the same one that I was running earlier, it now is complaining because it doesn't have any Java to run with. So here you browse, and because this is running from Dropbox, then you go to the Java file, Windows, epsilon, bin, java.w.exe, and open it. That's got the green tick, that's ready to go, finish, and it starts up again. So I'm just showing you that at this stage, although we haven't got to the point where you're actually installing MultiMC, but it's just showing you how it works and why we needed to download the two games using the official installer. It's to get the Java files. So those are now in place. Right, it's now time to get and install MultiMC. So it comes from multimc.org. As I say, it's on GitHub. It's open source, so you know how everything is, how it all works, and so on. There's no hidden stuff in here. So it tells you all about there, how to use it, and so on. And then, of course, you've got your downloads. So download from this one for Windows at this stage. And again, that should already be in my downloads folder. Let me just find that. Downloads. There we go. So we've got, so it downloads it as a zip file. So that's the zip file. And then if you right click and extract here, I think it is, or extract all. I normally use 7-zip, but it's not installed on this VM. Then you get this folder with everything inside it. So if I double click that, MultiMC, and then you've got all the stuff that you need is in there. So what you can do is once you have downloaded it, so let me just go back to the beginning here. We've got downloads. You've got the zip file which you download from here. And then you right click and extract. That will give you this folder. And inside there's MultiMC. Double click that. So you want to now select everything that's in here. Control C. And then open your Dropbox again. And into MultiMC here. And paste. So that a lot of the stuff you see here has come from here. So you can see I've got the, I don't know why that's back to front. Let me just, it's because it downloads the folder. God, I hate Windows. So now we've got everything in there is now copied across to here. Now a lot of this stuff appears once you start running it, so don't worry that you haven't got everything in here. So the whole lot that's inside your just freshly downloaded MultiMC, you copy it across and drop it in here. You've already got your Java folder with at least one or two, depending on how many you've downloaded, Java things in there. So once you've done that, you can do just what I did and double click inside Dropbox, double click multimc.exe, or right click and then show more options, I believe it is, send to desktop, create a shortcut, which will do what I've done here. And then when you double click that, it will ask for the Java, which I showed you a moment ago. So just rewind a little bit and that will show you how to select the Java, because I don't think Windows comes with Java by default. This VM certainly didn't have it. So you select the Java that you need to run MC, and then it will run it just as you saw a moment ago. Now, when you first start MultiMC, these two won't be here. I added these. So this will be a completely blank screen. And then you click Add Instance. And then from here, you can choose what version you want to install and give it a name. I won't go into groups and so on. You can find out how to use it more on their website. But as we're duplicating what I've already done, you would click 26.12, then click OK. And that would give you, let me cancel that, that would give you just an icon. Then, before you do anything else, go over to Edit Instance, and this then allows you to choose if you want to use Forge, NeoForge, Fabric, Quilt, various other things that you can do, which you can do all from this screen, which is great. But the most important thing is to go to the settings, and this will probably be unticked and it won't show anything. So tick the Java installation, press the browse one, and then go to Dropbox MultiMC, Java, Windows. This is the epsilon is what's required for 26.1 if you remember. Bin, and then java.w, not Java, Java W, which I think is around here somewhere. There is Java W, and then open that. I'm going to cancel because it's already there. So you'll get the Java Windows Java runtime epsilon bin java.w.exe. Now, there's two things I want you to notice here. Firstly, that this is using the /, not the / that is common in Windows. And that's our saving. That means we can run this on Mac or Linux because it is using the / in its config file. Also, it's starting not at C:\/ user / Dropbox, but whatever. It's just using the folder that's immediately available within the MultiMC directory. So it's kind of a short path, and that's our saving because that allows us then to run this on Mint by just changing this installation folder. So make sure you have selected your Java. You can test it if you want. It gives you, yeah, that's okay. And then close, and then you're ready to go. Same with the 118. You do an add instance. Choose your 118 down here somewhere. 118, yep. Press OK. Then select it. Edit the instance, change whatever you want to change with. I haven't actually added any mode, so any mod loaders here, but that's because I'm not really using this. It was just a demonstration. So you could install Forge or any of them here. And then settings. Now this time we've got a different Java. This is Java Runtime Beta because this is for 1.18. And we know that that's the right one because we previously downloaded this from the official installer from Microsoft, and that's the one it uses. So this is where we're being clever. We are using the downloaded files from Microsoft to actually run in Dropbox. So that's all done. We've got that one ready, and these are both running. If you are using a VM for demonstration purposes, this won't run because it doesn't have OpenGL. You can get round it if you're interested. I'll quickly show you that. Again, we'll go back to the MultiMC. You need this DLL file, OpenGL 32.dll. I'll put the link for it in the description, but it's only required for running it on a virtual machine in VirtualBox. You won't need it on a real computer. So that one's done. We've now got two different games running using MultiMC from cloud storage. Okay, so the next stage is to show you how to do the same thing, or set it up ready for Linux. So we'll close that one off and we'll shut down this VM, and we'll come back when Linux Mint is running. Right, so here's my Linux Mint virtual machine. I'll just make it full screen by pressing Control F, if I remember right. Yeah, that's better. So we've now got this running. I'll just check whether I've got Minecraft already installed. It'll be under Games. Yes, it's there. So Dropbox is running and it's up to date. So if we open the Dropbox folder, so there's the MultiMC folder that I had created before I started this tutorial, and there's the one I created on the earlier part. So it's just got the Java, Linux and Windows folders. They are completely empty. So this was what I was using as a demonstration only. So we don't actually need that anymore. I will delete it. That's gone. So this is the MultiMC one that we'll be using. So the next step is, as you've already got it set up with a couple of games in the instances folder, we've got 118, 26, 12. Most of the work has been done. So all we really need is to add the Java libraries from Linux and also the Java version of MultiMC. So we'll come to that in a moment. So let's start with getting the Java runtime for Minecraft. So if you go to I've jumped ahead here. So we need to go to Minecraft.net. That's on MultiMC. Minecraft.net. It goes quite quickly for a VM. It's quite good. Right, so where are we? And then we want go to the downloads, and then looking for another version, see below. And because I'm on Mint, which is a Debian and Debian based one, then I think I've already downloaded it. Yes. So this is the Minecraft.deb, which is the package for installing there. So I will delete that one because we've already got the original one. So let's delete that one. Okay. When you double click it, the Minecraft deb here, that will install Minecraft in the default location and put you a shortcut in your, let me find Software Manager, where are we? Games, here. So that will put the Minecraft launcher in there. So as we did with Windows, start this off. In fact, I can do that, I think. I should still be logged in. Yeah, I'm still logged in on this machine because I've already been practicing how to do it. So as before, we're now on Linux. We've got this Minecraft launcher running. And again, you go to the Java edition, installations, and then as I did on the Windows version, you create a new installation, 26.1, download it, then do the same with the 1.8. So I'm kind of cutting it short here, but you do exactly the same as you did on Windows, except it's now on Linux. So all that's different is where are these games going? Well, that's actually quite easy to see. It's easier to find on Linux than it is on Windows. So I don't need that anymore. We'll shut that off. So if you go to your home folder and then you go to view, show hidden files, you'll see down here is a .minecraft. And unlike the Windows version, the runtime is actually part of the .minecraft folder. So there's the runtime. And it's got the two versions that I've already downloaded. Because I did two games, we've now got the same beta and epsilon, but of course these are the Java versions, not the Windows versions. So as before, if I double click this one, it's now got Linux and then beta, and if we go back up, Java runtime epsilon, Linux, epsilon. So as we did before, we're now going to copy these two subfolders over to Dropbox. So Java, Windows has got beta and epsilon, and now you're going to add Linux, beta and epsilon. So they are just the different distributions of Java, one for each operating system, but they're in the same MultiMC total overall folder within Dropbox. So the next one that we need to do, we've got the Linux in. We can close that off. We don't need Minecraft anymore. Is to go to multimc.org, and there we've got again a Debian or Ubuntu download, which I've already downloaded. So we'll go back to my downloads folder if it's already open. Probably not. Downloads. Okay, so there is the MultiMC distribution. So you right click, open with package installer, and that will install it as it's supposed to. I think that was where I was trying things out. Yeah, no, just do it through the installer here. Now again, when you put it in, it will create a shortcut in your games section, Minecraft Launcher, MultiMC. So if we right click that and get the properties from it, you'll see that it's now in home user Dropbox, but when it's first installed, it's not there. It's in a different place. This is my change to the launching thing there. So we'll cancel that. So let's find where it is. If I remember right, it is in... let's see. Just pause this for a second. Okay, yes, I've found it. So it's in opt, file system, opt, MultiMC, and there is the run.sh, which is the one that actually runs the file. So let me show you how to find it. You're at home, so you go into the file system, then opt, MultiMC, and then you've got this run.sh. If I open that with the text editor, you can see how it works. Is that it's going to, this is the install directory, which is home.local share MultiMC. So once you have run it, that's where it will go. So when you first installed it from your Debian package, we go back to downloads. So you'd run this with a package installer. It'll put it in this location that I was showing you just now. Let's go back to that. So file system, opt, MultiMC, with this run sh there, and that in turn will put it into, when you run it the first time, it'll then create this local share at MultiMC. It won't be there initially. So you have to run the shortcut that is supplied to you when you first do it. So it'll be under Games, MultiMC. Run that, and it'll then add this folder and all its stuff into where it's supposed to be. So let's go back to that. Right, so that's home local share, and we've now got MultiMC in there. If you try looking in here before you run it the first time, this won't exist. So you have to run it at least once. It will complain about having no Java as usual, but it doesn't matter. It's done its job there. So MultiMC. Now, if we get rid of all this other clutter that's in the way here. So we've got the MultiMC actual program is in here, and it's very similar in a way to the Windows version. So again, if we open Dropbox, in fact it's a lot simpler because there are fewer files. So the only difference between the Windows version and the Linux version is that the Linux version has a bin file. The icons one is empty. Initially the instances one is empty. Skins is empty. Pretty much nothing in any of these. So all you need to copy in is actually just the bin folder. I've added live check as it happened to be in here because that was something to do with the updating. The update is just a backup, so don't worry. So you want bin, live check control on that one, and this one. That's the actual one that runs it. Don't move the config across because you've already set it in the Windows version over here. So copy those across to Dropbox, and the bin folder will appear here, and then the live check will appear here, and then you've got multimc.exe, which is the Windows launcher, and MultiMC Linux, which is the Mint version. If you right click properties, permissions, you'll see that this is allowed to be executed as a program, so we can run that. So as soon as you've copied these across, you can run MultiMC. Now let's just give that a try. So we're running it directly from Dropbox after copying them in. It's got the choice of run in terminal, display, cancel, or run. So I just click run. We don't want the terminal running. It's looking for and found the userlib Java, kind of the open Java one, but again we don't really want to use that one because we want this to be outside of userlib whatever. We want to put it directly in Dropbox. So you browse for that one, and then you go MultiMC Java Linux epsilon bin Java open. So that changes it to this version here. Got a tick, so it's okay, it's happy with that, and finish. And there's your instances already there. So we're now running on Linux, a different VM, and we've still got everything here. But this won't run because the Java is wrong. So let's take 26.12. We can edit the instance. We've got Minecraft, we've got NeoForge, but there we are. That's the Windows version of Java. So what we need to do next is to browse and find Java Linux epsilon bin Java open, so that we've changed it to the epsilon version. Close. While we're at it, we'll do the same with this one. Edit instance, settings, And again, we've got the wrong version here. So browse, Linux, beta, bin, Java, open. So we've now got the correct versions of those two files in there. And these now will run just as well as they did on Windows. There you go. Now, it's a bit of a faff trying to do this switching manually of the config files, because we need to change, if I close this off here, quick game. So what we're doing is we're changing the contents of MultiMC config. If I open that with the text editor, see at the moment it's on a Java path equals the Linux version. And for each game in our instances, so we've got, let's try 2612, there is an instance config as well. Put that in, and again you've got the Java path here. So that's changes. So I've actually written a Python script which will, you run the Python script and it has a database of all the games that you have on your system, all the versions of Java that you have on your system, and it automatically remaps them before you start the game. So that will be up on GitHub as soon as I've finished testing it, and another video to show you how to use it and how it works. So I think you're pretty much set up now. You can now play any of your Minecraft games on Linux Mint or Windows, as long as they're stored on Dropbox. And so that, I think, just about sums it up. Have fun, and I'll get back to you again with the next stage with the Python program to do those automatic changes for you.